Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
All right, welcome everybody to the next episode of Football Unfiltered. This is May 2028. We are growing, almost at 100 subscribers. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're going to get us to 100. We're almost there, and I think 1,000 will come up quick. But yeah, it'll be a great show. Do you have any first words before we get to? I know we already have some questions, some comments in YouTube going on. And we have some topics. Yeah.
Welcome to another show. I'm looking forward to another great day with you guys and talking some football and discussing the business of football, which is a very important part of it. And we're going to be discussing a little bit about Leon, and we're going to be speaking about his contract and the JFF, and we're also going to have a really great man, very shy person, don't speak a lot, don't want to be up in front of anybody for too long, but Mike Apiason, he's the manager of Mikel Antonio, and we're looking forward to having him on board, discussing with us today. He should join us shortly. Kemar Lawrence is going to be on, and he's going to talk a little bit about his move to Toronto FC and why and how.
Yeah.
Martin Davis should pop in the house. We should have Dante Peralta, one of our top young guns that just came back from Crystal Palace, and he's going to share a little bit of his experience with us, how it was, and how excited he is about our upcoming tour of England and mainland Europe. We're going to be going and playing Man City from Phoenix Academy and several other clubs there, and then going over to Genk and over to, I believe, Leverkusen as well. So it's one of those, really packed show.
Yeah.
We've been taking a long time. Sometimes we try to make it in an hour, but we've been going like 1 and 47 minutes. We had to tear ourselves away. I guess we like it too much. So welcome and thank you for coming on board with us, and we're looking forward to more people. So remember, like, subscribe,
and share.
Yeah.
So I think no introduction needed. Craig Butler, namesake of the show. I'm the co-host who kind of steers things. Brandon Carvalho, formerly of Island Sports, and you guys may know, and now I work at Full Sports. So thank you guys for coming on. So I think, did you want to, I guess a player was coming on, or? But we can get to some of the questions first. We already have a bunch of questions.
Yeah, you start the questions. I'll be right back. As soon as that door.
Sure. Yeah, we got a guest already. So
who's that?
We're may be coming back shortly. So we'll see if he comes back.
Yeah, man, I'm back.
All right. All right. So we got some questions actually, and some conversations going on YouTube. So Crazy Yardy TV is essentially asking on YouTube. I'll put the question so everyone can see. But first, we'll make sure everyone sees the signed De Bruyne jersey that's listed up here. So I'm going to be talking some Champions League final. So excited for that. So Crazy Artie says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Butler. I know you have answered this question before, but I'll ask again. What is the real reason why Leon isn't in the squad? Is it because he wants a long vacation, or to be continued?" And then, of course, we had some comments by Camarway Fernando, who kind of answered his question by saying he's a bit injured and the contract isn't signed. And then he replied again. So do you have an initial reply to that?
Well, the fact is, remember, Leon had a little toe injury, so he's going to take this time off. He can't play these games. And we're taking time to make sure that we go through whatever contracts that are being offered to us, not just Leon, but Mikel Antonio as well. We wanted to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and make sure everything is correct, make sure all our the commercial side of it is correct, the traveling. You know, people don't realize this, but it's very important to protect your clients as managers. You know, the role of the manager is so important. Let me give you an example. Last season, or it's either this last year or the year before, Leon came on an economy flight to Jamaica for 11 hours.
Was that the Saudi Arabia?
No, before that.
Oh, that was the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that.
And when he came, you know, I argued we need to have a contract in place to work with, and it just didn't happen at the time. Ended up coming, they provided an economy flight. He came down on the economy, humble guy. He just did what they asked, and he played, came off the flight, trained one day, played the next, got a hamstring injury.
If everybody knows who's flown in economy, it's basically
you're cramped.
You're cramped.
And for 11 hours and then to train right after that and play a game is going to be difficult. So he got a hamstring injury right after, and it affected almost his whole season. Everybody started to say, "Oh, he was a fluke. He's not playing well." Well, he's not playing well because he's playing with half a hamstring, you know. And he got better. But we also learned and we put our foot down. So there are certain things that we're not going to accept, and we want to work with the JFF. And we understand the drawbacks that JFF may have, the limitations in terms of funding, and we have to find a medium where we could actually work together so that Leon and those traveling long distances can be protected. You know,
especially with some players in Egypt now. Right?
That distance is far. I mean, so we'll see. Let's see if Mike should be on anytime now. I don't see him yet, but he should be on anytime. And we will discuss with Mike. Mike is also the manager of Mikel Antonio, and several other players in England, and he's our partner on that side of the world. You know, strategic alliances are the name of the game in business nowadays. And it's not lost on football either. We do strategic alliances. You know, we have somebody in Italy that we work close with. We have somebody in England that we work close with. We have people in Malta that we work close with, so that we can get the players placed and we can get good, advantageous contracts and opportunities for the players. So it's not just Leon, but this is how you have to work. And for USM and Mike, I'm his representative here. So anything that goes on with the players here, I'm going to have to spearhead and make sure it runs smoothly. So with both players, everything.
That's a good question that I'm actually curious on as well. I don't want to sidetrack too much, but we talk a lot about young coaches or aspiring coaches and aspiring players. How about aspiring agents? How important is it to do this networking with other agents and other like if you're a person who wants to be an agent or wants to start an agency, is it important to reach out to some of these other worldwide agencies around the world and connect with them and share ideas?
I think yes, but one of the most important things is to have a good relationship with your client. You know, to build that bond, to build that trust, to build that commitment. You know, I mean, if my players are going through the fire, I'm in front of them. And if we're going on a plane and we're going 10 hours, and there's one first class seat, I will put them in the first class. Even if they're 10 years old, I'll put them in the first class. And I'll sit in the back because I'm old and done. I mean,
they're the ones
good.
They
need the protection. And that statement is across the board, you know. So we're looking for that, and we're looking to, when you're building relationships, you build them based off what you stand for. You know, you don't get respect by being a yes man. but at the same time, people don't want to deal with you if you're too difficult. So with me, there's a balance that you have to work. You want to be a good advocate for your client, and you want to build good relationships with not just agents, but with the clubs. That's where you need to build a relationship with the clubs, and it goes from there, you know?
Yeah, it's probably everybody knows that, where every time there's been any slight thing with Leon or whatever, it's usually you right out there taking the heat. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's why you become so polarized in the news and things, is because you're the one who goes out there to protect.
Can you imagine if Leon was to answer himself?
Yeah.
Everything that I've had to answer.
Yeah, he'd have a lot more distractions for sure.
Not just that, but he'd probably blow a fuse.
True.
You know, he's young, he's 22, and you're attacking him. Someone is saying, you know, why is he not signing the contract? Is he not like everybody else? Of course, he's like everybody else, but again, he's still at a different level in terms of his commercial value, in terms of what happens to a player like him if he gets an injury while on national duty. He's not protected.
Yeah.
You know, he's protected when he plays for the club, but he's not protected when he's playing for the country. Yeah. So how do we work that out? You know, and that's where advocacy is important. And a young 20-year-old or 21-year-old, they're not going to have the patience, the logic, the negotiating power, or the reasoning to deal with it. They'll just tell you about your parts. You understand? Yeah. They'll just blow up and say, you know what,
they'll take up everything they can.
And then that won't work either. Or they'll just bow down.
Yeah.
And that won't work either, because I think that the JFF has improved significantly as a result of the pressure I've been putting on them.
That's what you mean,
yeah. If they didn't have that pressure from me and other people, they probably wouldn't have grown.
Yeah.
You know, they probably wouldn't have been putting things in place. This whole contract that we have now, about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I was saying, you need to have a contract with the players.
Yeah.
When Leon had said what he said on the 876 stream video, when he said if the team don't make it to the World Cup, it will be the JFF's fault. You know, it's not the players who have good quality. It's true. The JFF picks the coach, picks the players, designs the travel, gives them the physios that they need. They're the leadership. They make the decisions. And just like with head coaches, if you don't perform, it's not the players' fault. You chose the players. You know, it's the team. So we're looking forward to a stronger JFF. I mean, when they said that Leon, you know, cease and desist, I said cease and desist when you have no contract. You don't have anything telling him to be quiet. So he can say what he wants. And this helped to push a contract. And now they have clearly delineated agreements between the organization and the players. And this is where it gets very important, you know? So.
Actually, I think that's a good segue. Looks like
Mike is here.
Mike is here. So I think that was my next question. Is going to see if you can, share anything about the details, which I know you can't right now because it's public signed. But I think we'll bring on Mike, and you guys can, I guess.
Yeah, but we won't speak about the contract because that is between the JFF, the players, and us. You don't disclose those things publicly.
Well, thanks for the comments, guys. We're going to add on some more comments here.
Let's bring in Mike and then we can get the comments.
Yeah, we'll bring in Mike. So
the busy man and it's late. It's midnight there in England.
Yeah. So hi, Mike. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm not sure if I've met you before, but I'm Craig's co-host, Brandon, and obviously this is Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. So I think.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, Craig. Good evening, Brandon. I haven't met you before, Brandon, but I've seen you on the show a couple of times, and you guys are doing a great job over there. So it's good to finally meet you in person.
That's great. Yeah, thank you. And then thank you for coming on. I think, Craig, did you want to start?
First of all, is the baby gone to sleep? I don't hear anything in the bed.
The baby's asleep, but don't talk too loud, Craig, because you got a powerful voice. You can wake the baby up.
Okay, I wouldn't even laugh. I'm careful though.
I think just for the people who don't know who you are, do you mind giving our audience just a bit of an introduction on who on who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Mike Appison. I'm senior agent at Unique Sports Management, and probably the second or third biggest agency in Europe. I've been representing players since 2009 when I received my license. I've negotiated contracts at the highest level of football, and I've seen players from academy all the way until their last contract. So I've represented players from 16 all the way up until 34, 35. So yeah, that's just a brief background. Of course, I could go in more detail, but that's almost a summary of my career so far, Brandon.
Wow, that's
And a top guy.
yeah.
Top level.
It's I mean, the audience, if you guys have any questions, I mean, this is the perfect time because that's a lot of experience and huge
Brandon,
resume.
just imagine, right?
Yeah.
This guy has to put up with me. And he's
I've been there.
yeah. He has to deal with me 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, remember you're supposed to do this yesterday at 7.
Yeah.
Wow. And he's just been, honestly, he's probably one of the easiest people I've ever had to deal with. And we can, the important thing is that you disagree sometimes, but you agree to disagree and you grow from it. And that's one of the things I can say that I've really benefited from the relationship with Mike.
Yeah, and I think for me, just dealing with elite level athletes, transparency and communication is so important. These people have a God-given talent. There's not much you can do for them but be honest, be loyal, be transparent. And I take those experiences I've had with the players into relationships when I'm working with other established agents like Craig. So it's just it's the same protocols that I use with the players, with people in business. And in my opinion, adhere to those protocols and you're going to be successful in every walk of life. So
yeah, it's good to hear. I think one conversation we were just having, and we know you can't discuss details, and obviously Craig was mentioning a bit about the contract that's going on with the GFF. From your perspective, and I guess from Michael Antonio's perspective as well, how are those talks have been going? Do you guys feel a bit more confident about having your client play with for Jamaica? And I know they must be itching to get back on the field for them.
Yeah, it's been interesting. To be honest, I've used a lot of Craig's counsel. He's more experienced in this and dealing with the federation than myself. What I am experiencing is seeing national team contracts. I've negotiated contracts with players in England, and for me, it was just seeing the difference, which is no fault to anyone. It's just how it is. England is a bit more established, a bit more. They protect their players a bit more. So seeing the difference was something that was an eye opener to me. But Mikel, without speaking in too much detail, he's more than excited to join the boys in the Gold Cup, and we're getting there slowly, but we're getting there positively.
Yeah. Well, I think one question also that we were talking about was the importance of having some of those networks and connections out there. So how has your perception changed about Jamaica and the players here since working with Craig and speaking with him so closely?
Yeah, it's a good question. I spent some time with Craig. He invited me to his home in December. Was it Craig?
Yeah. We're in the war room right now.
Yeah. So I was at that room you're in. I went there, and if I'm honest, going to Jamaica, I didn't know what to expect. When I say expect, on the footballing side, and I was pleasantly surprised. I can only speak of the Phoenix Academy. That's the only academy I saw, but just seeing the way the boys not only play, but the way they apply themselves in their everyday life, for me, it was really, really good. Of course, Jamaicans are the best athletes in the world. They're the quickest. They're the most dynamic. So for me, it was really good to see the level of discipline that these guys have as well. Because if you can get all of the background stuff correct and you mix that with the God-given athleticism that these kids have, then Jamaica, there's no reason, although it's a small island, there shouldn't be a big pot for talent going into mainland Europe. So for me, to answer your question, Brandon, it was great to see Jamaica, and it made me really, really understand the level of quality there and the level of potential coming out of the island, and moving forward. Once the world goes back to normality, it's something that I'm a bit more passionate about now, and I want to try and help in whichever way I can.
So did his visit, Craig, change anything how you deal with players here or anything? I know you said you learned a lot from him.
I learned a lot in terms of they reinforced a lot of what the boys learned a lot. Yeah. They reinforced a lot of what I was saying. And sometimes, having someone coming from England, a top agent, coming and tell you the same thing coach has been telling you every day, it registers a little more, you know. And one of the things that I was able, I'm always very skeptical, always. And I think that's helped us a lot in the past to get away with things. And even at the beginning with Mike, I was a little skeptical as well. But he showed a brotherhood, a loyalty, a willingness to work through differences, understanding and respect for. And that's one of the challenges we've had, is that many of the agents, even the clubs overseas, when you say you're from Jamaica, they don't take you seriously. And a big part of it is that with Mike, they showed a lot of respect, and the respect became mutual. Learned a lot about how it is in England, you know, because my strength has always been mainland Europe, that side, and his strength is mainly in England, and I've gotten a lot. I feel stronger, you know. I feel stronger. I was able to send 4 of the players over to Crystal Palace the other day. They were able to train there, and he managed everything.
Oh,
you know,
I know that.
Yeah, he was there with them. They organized, made sure they were there. And the team, we have a good, strong team that we can represent players. You know, so it's not just Mike. There's Sai, there's Terry. There are people in strategic places over in England and in mainland Europe where we can say, listen, we have 4 guys coming over. We need to get them a trial over here. Even short notice, they don't like that with me because I'm a short notice guy. But we get it done, and we get it done together. You know, and the key is exposing the talent, developing the talent, and having someone who can take the fruits to the market, the produce to the market and sell it. And that's where Mike and those guys, his team comes in, you know, and I've been very comfortable with him.
And Mike, so yeah, Mike, how was that hosting all the Phoenix players in England?
He wasn't even there.
He wasn't there. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, he was in Ghana. Yeah,
I literally
when he was visiting family.
Yeah, I had a funeral in Ghana, unfortunately, so I was there at the time, but I was working remotely, and I made sure that they got to all the training sessions, and yeah, we had good feedback. But importantly, it's good for the boys. When I went to Phoenix, just to speak to the boys about what I see every day at the Manchester City Academy, what I see every day at the Chelsea Academy. These are some of the best academies in Europe, maybe in the world. So just being able to explain to them what I saw and give them the reassurances that what they're doing inside that academy isn't too far off what I see every day. And I think them just hearing. Sorry, am I still here, guys? Everyone's gone.
No. We gave you the spotlight.
Yeah. So them just hearing, I think, you know, everyone feels that they're doing a good job. But like Craig says, when you're hearing it from someone you see as an expert, hearing it from someone who's actually been there and done it and sees it, I think it was a real boost for the kids. And I think that helped big time when the 4 lads came to Crystal Palace for the week. They had a game against Portsmouth. It was all recorded live, and it was a great platform. So this is what the guys here in England are trying to do. So long as the talent is there in Jamaica, we're going to try and find a way by hook or crook to try and find the avenue into these boys into Europe. And once they get into Europe, we want them to stay here. We don't want it to be just come in, have a few months or a year and go back. We want them to have a sustainable career here. So we're getting there slowly.
And here's what, like, for example, one of the challenges, right? Many of the agents overseas do not understand the culture of the Jamaican person, you know, the player. And they have the contacts in England. So say, for instance, we took over Tyreek McGee and we've been working with him and managing him, and I got him down, been training him. Yeah. I've gotten to work with him, understood him, representing him is going to be easy for me. But now we have someone who understands them too, and get the picture, you know. And once you can do that, then you can push the player more and get them into good positions.
I agree. So, it becomes more personal, Craig. I think that's spot on. Until you can understand, you know, and feel it in the air, it's very, very difficult for an agent not to be motivated, but to really go out and do the best job for the player. It's like any product in the world. If you're trying to sell water, if you've never tasted the water that you're trying to sell, how can you sell it in the best way? It's impossible to do it. So I think me going, speaking to Craig on a regular basis, hearing you know, his passion for the boys, hearing what he wants for the boys, I think it's made my job easier and more enjoyable. So that's very, very important to me.
Yeah. We I want to make sure everybody knows we're going to be getting to your questions, so don't feel like we're going to be skipping any questions. But we had one on YouTube asking you, Mike, besides outside of Craig's connection. This is from Kamarwe Fernando. So outside of the connection with Craig, have you actually scouted any talent from here? And do you know, he's asking, do you know if other agents scout talent in Jamaica? I guess agents from abroad. Do you feel since this, has it opened your eyes a bit in Jamaica?
Yeah, so I'll answer the second question first. Agents and scouts have always tried to come to Jamaica. They always come and always had almost 1 foot in. Very, very good scout at Chelsea. You spent a lot of time here in 2018, 2019, but nothing ever comes from these trips that they go and see these academies. So yes, scouts come here. Me personally, it's only Jamaica 2020 is the first time I've gone and actively looked around for players. So this was only not long ago. So I haven't been able to scout outside of Craig's connections. But, you know, I'm sure just seeing the little that I saw within that time frame that, you know, as soon as we're out there more often, it's going to be easier for us to find more players with or without Craig's help.
Yeah.
Well, I'll add to this and make it clear. The relationship is with us, so we work together. We're not against if there's a quality player in Jamaica that's not from the Phoenix Academy that is really good and he's able to have the same qualities off the pitch as on the pitch that the Phoenix players have, the respect, the good manners, the training habits, the discipline, then we'll have no problem looking at them. In fact, what we want to do is start looking at a lot of the national team players. I think they have been undersold. I think they can do better. I think we can have better representation of them. And I think Mike and myself and everybody who, if you're good enough, we will look at getting you the opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's, you know, so many quality players have failed, not just because they don't have good representation in getting you into a club. It's what they do with you after you get to the club. You know, Leon Bailey and Mikel Antonio, they're already in contracts. We're already making money already. We don't have to kill ourselves about the national team contract, but we do because we care.
Yeah, yes, that's the president.
Yeah, and we want to protect the player. We want to make sure the player is okay, and we want to make sure that he gets what he should get, and he's on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many people can only see what's right in front of them, and we want to see what's going to happen 5 years down the road. Yeah, what's going to happen, even with this whole relationship with Mike and myself, it's after having good relationships with agents all over the world already that we say, listen, now we're going to work with England, and we want to have a special guy in England.
Yeah.
And so we have Mike and USM, and we're able to get the job done for Leon. Yeah, we're able to get the job. By the way, just want to say congratulations to Atletico Madrid, yeah, and Andrea Berta for a successful win in La Liga, and Suarez and the whole drama behind that. That's just football, you know. Yeah. Congrats. But as I say, the relationship with Mike and his team is important, and it's important in getting Jamaica to the next level. Too many quality players are here, or they end up in a Scandinavian club somewhere, and everybody forgets about them for a period of time.
Yeah.
And the career just ends. Yeah. You know, we want to build on it and want to help our players going better. Yeah. You know, you have quality players out there. Shamar Nicholson, quality player. You know, Taxi, Kemar Lawrence, left and the leg, gone back to Toronto FC. Good quality player, Damien Lowe, several others. The advocacy is important, and the football knowledge is important. You know, so.
Yeah, and Mike, from Mikel Antonio's perspective, has he, I guess, has he looked further into the talent that's been here, or even the talent around the world, not even just in the Jamaican national team, of Jamaican players, and does he have thoughts on what can improve on, and what his observations are of the players?
Yeah, well, with Mikel, he hasn't had the time recently to go to Jamaica and actually lay eyes on the land and the academy. So he hasn't at the minute, but I know his plan is to set up a potential academy in Jamaica. His plan is to come here and really try to use all the knowledge he's gained, having such a successful career in England, and use that in Jamaica. So that is definitely in his intentions. We actually spoke earlier on today, and he was asking me about Craig and what we're going to talk about on the show today. And he just said, look, Mike, make sure everyone knows that I'm coming not just to play in the World Cup, but I'm coming to try and leave a bigger and better legacy for the Jamaican people. So, he's going to, once the big announcement comes out, you're going to hear more of Mikel Antonio and what he wants to do with the Jamaican national team. And it's all very, very positive.
That's really exciting to hear. I mean, it looks like, I think that was such a big thing in the news here, especially about how some, players who maybe didn't grow up in necessarily in Jamaica, like they're just coming on because they have, the opportunity, or they can get the passport. But I think it's good to hear that it's not just that. He wants to come in and make an impact to the country, and I think a lot of people understand that, and I think once we see him here and we see him, in the wilderness, I guess you could say, in the island, doing this stuff, hopefully he gets some of these projects off the ground, and we can really see what that means. And then that could even spread to other players who can do that and bring some of their investments and things into the young talent. I think one question that you guys could speak a bit about is, I guess, from the agency perspective, how do you personally see your players working together for the national team? Craig, I'll start with you. How do you feel like the chemistry is there with Mikel, or will be there?
Of course. They met in London recently, and Leon was in London the first part of his vacation, and they met, had dinner, and it was a good vibe, good relationship. They've been talking before anyway. And my thing is this: what happens when Leon gets that through pass, breaks away down the wing, and puts a brilliant cross in? We need somebody to finish it. We need somebody who can finish it. And if you look at what Mikel has been able to do, his power, his presence, his finishing, it's a no-brainer. And when you play, one thing I can tell you, when you play with good players, your level lifts. And I think it will help the team to lift to another level. You have Shamar Nicholson, as I said before. You have Taxi Lawrence. You have Bobby Reed that's going to be in there. You have my favorite guy. What's his name again? I always forget his name. Ravel Morrison. You know Ravel Morrison now, Mike?
Yeah, he's a good player. Good player.
Good player. Then you have young Tyreek coming up, and for the last 2.5, 3 weeks, I've been working on him hard with the right foot every day. So
that Craig was talking. Sorry to cut you, Craig. When Leon and Mikel they were talking, and they were talking football, you can tell that these are two guys that are not only elite footballers, but they're very, very passionate, and they were bouncing off each other. They had ideas and how we're going to press and what we're going to do. And if you heard them, I was there. If you heard them going back and forth, you could tell that these guys, if they get on the pitch and they're fully fit, and the whole team are working in cohesion with each other, they're going to be dangerous to any. No team is going to want to see Mikel and Leon running at them at full pelt. It's a danger for any defense. And the guys are really excited based on the dinner we had.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. And so there hasn't been. Did they play in Saudi Arabia together? Or no,
none of them. None of them. Remember, we had the issue that we had to work through in the first phase was the players getting in, second phase. So we're looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to Jamaica really putting in a proper academy so you can have a proper football culture. When you look at even England's development in terms of their academies in the last 5 to 6 years, there was a time when you look at the clubs, the Premier League clubs in England, you saw very few English players in the first team. Very few people were coming out of the academies into that first team. Now, when you look at it, it's changed a lot.
Mhm.
They're now producing more players because they've started to focus and started to build more homegrown talent.
Mhm.
You know, at one time I remember when Robin was at Chelsea, it was just all foreign players. You remember, Mike?
Yeah. 2006.
Yeah. And now it's more English players.
Mhm.
You know, and we're looking forward to it. You know.
I think Mike, is the entire England squad, are they all based in the Premier League? Or I know Sancho is out, but I think majority is Premier League, are they not?
So Jude Bellingham as well, of course, he's at Dortmund. Kieran Trippier, the right back, he's at Atletico Madrid. Yeah, I think it's just those three. Everyone else is English based.
Yeah, so it shows what you can do domestically to improve the national team. Mike, have you had a chance to watch local Premier League? I know it's been basically on pause since COVID. It's been on pause since 2019. But have you ever had a chance to watch it?
Something I was really desperate to do when I came, and but yeah, everything's been stopped. I wasn't able to watch it. What's your thoughts on Premier League, Brandon? I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
For the local Premier League in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Well, I've been
the level of the league.
The level, I mean, it's a step below the USL in America, I would say. But the difference is, so I've been covering the Premier League here since I came here in 2018, and we used to stream every match. And what I would always see and what always draw me to it, and it's part of it isn't the best thing, but you can tell the players' motivations are to get out, right? That's what their players, they want to be able to show themselves as much as possible so they can get a contract somewhere else. So what that causes is a lot of individual people to try their individual skills, showcase their individual talents. And what it also does is it provides that rawness and that competitiveness on the field. And that's what always attracted me to the league is, even though they're playing for pennies, they're still giving it their all. They're still out there fighting, and the emotion is always heavy, and it's always an entertaining thing to watch from a bystander. But from behind the scenes, what you would find, I would get players reaching out to me all the time. Can you go in those videos and just get me? And obviously for their own reels. And I would tell them, well, you weren't on TV that much. You could tell the next week they were trying to do more things by themselves to get that camera time, right? So that was always something that stunts the growth because, as Craig knows, and I'm sure you know, football is a team sport. So I think there's a lot has to be done in the local league. I think it's exciting. I think there's a lot of potential, and like you guys mentioned, it's has a lot of raw talent, and the talent is there. We have some of the best players here. It just needs to get that economic structure proper so that it can build some sort of revenue to hopefully pay some players and get them a bit more happy, playing there. And of course, it's always, at this time especially, it's always better to go abroad. So find a way to have every player get their own slice of the pie, or the word I'm looking for is their own time on screen, so that there's an equal opportunity for every player. But I think for what it is, there's a lot of potential, and I think that if it has some investment and some backing and some proper guidance, I think there's a lot of potential. And I hope you can come. I mean, probably not even until next year if we can even attend matches. But some of the matches I'm sure you'd love, like Waterhouse and Arlington Gardens. I mean, they just get crazy. But
the fans are fun.
The fans are really fun. They're always fun.
The challenge that I have with the Premier League is that you have players that are drugged up playing. You have players that they have gone through the whole high school system. They have won and dominated in the high school system. They've gone into the Premier League and they're playing in the Premier League and they're doing well in the Premier League. But they can only use one foot. Or they cannot play on both sides of the pitch. So the challenge that we have is not at the Premier League. The challenge that we have is at the youth level of properly developing the players. When Mike came here, he could look at our players, and Buster, for example, he's a left footer, but he can go down that right wing and cross the ball with his right. He can play on the right side, he can play on the left side, he can be an inverted wing on both sides of the pitch. If you don't have that, when the game has become as tactical and as mental as it is in the rest of the world, you have no chance of making the jump.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, as I said, the first game Leon played, he played against Ostende, and he went down the wing for Genk, went down the wing, beat the defender, and shot to the far post with the left foot. So Anderlecht watched the tape. And the next game, they blocked the right side, so he couldn't go down on the left. So he cut in on the right from about 25 yards out and shot with the right foot right up in the pigeon, in the roof of the net. Do you stop that? See? And this is where raw material, which is what we have a lot of, quality, speed, technique, smart guys, everything, must meet technique and tactic. If you don't have that, they can't make the jump. So we need to focus now, even from a national perspective, on the academy. We should not have our best players at 16 years old playing high school football.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. Does that happen in England?
Not at all. Not at all.
It's such a unique thing because
they're gone into the Premier Leagues.
Yeah.
Look at Rashford. How old was he when he went? Look at Wayne Rooney. How old was he when he first played for Man United?
It's true.
No, 16.
All young boys, all very young.
Yeah. But though, if it was in Jamaica, Wayne Rooney and Rashford would still be playing for JC until they're 19 in a cup.
Yeah.
Or Georges or whichever other school.
The sponsors have so much, because the money is in high school football here. That's just the reality, more than the Premier League. So what happens is, or it's my thinking,
where's the money? The money to who? Money to the schools? Because the kids don't see any of it.
No. So what's happening?
Their future ends after that. So where's the money?
What's happening is probably the schools are getting, and I don't know, this is just me speculating, but what I'm assuming is the sponsors. Obviously, there's more of an incentive to win because you get more sponsored money. So what the schools do is
schools? I don't think so. I don't think they get money. I don't think they get money to win.
No,
they win the cup. That's it.
They just get a rep.
It's a rep. It's a brag out of it. Be able to boot my chest. JC just won boys champs. I can walk around and tell all my friends how we won.
That was my point. So it's almost like not even the coaches, but even the school as a whole don't care if the players develop. They just want to get that trophy in the cabinet, right? So they train them in ways that just compete in the school level, and then that sort of doesn't translate into a professional style. There's so many kids that excel in the school league, and they just flutter afterwards away. I guess that's a question to you, Michael. How do you from a kid's perspective, or from from a young player's perspective, what advice would you give them? Maybe that who aren't in the academy or are still playing in the school type of thing. Would you ask them, or would you advise them to try their best to get out of that environment and try and find a professional academy if they take it serious?
Yeah, no, I think in any type of business, organization, job you're trying to go to, if you want to educate and make yourself better, you need to go and train at the best. And when it comes to academy footballs for young players, that is the best form of teaching for kids. So for me, any young player, anywhere in the world, if you can try and get yourself to the best academies wherever you are, that's the only way you're going to elevate yourself. So 100%. It's not as easy as that, and I know there's circumstances, especially where you guys are, but if you had the opportunity, or if you could try to 100% go and find a top academy. And I think, look, with the work we're trying to do there as well, that's where I'm going to be focusing my energy on academies like Phoenix, on other academies Craig may tell me about moving forward. I'm going to go there and try and find their best talents. So for me, I think, to answer your question, Brandon, my advice would be try your utmost to get into those academies and stop playing irrelevant football. I know football's enjoyment, but it gets to a stage where you've got to try and take it serious, and you need to make the steps in doing that.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, Travis. I understand. I'm not trying to discount, as a whole. Maybe we're trying to say the school system can get better. They do, and there is some players that Tyreek McGee was a good standout player at JC, right?
Yeah, and he couldn't really use his right foot.
Yeah, I think there's just certain things that should be changed.
Listen, we love JC, we love Jamaica.
Yeah.
Track and field is top in the world. They do an exceptional job. Football, they work a lot with the track and field on technique.
Yeah.
Your form. I was a track and field runner. I ran for JC. Your track and field, form, technique. What a lot of us have forgotten is that the form and technique also works with football. Yeah. And sometimes having some skill, you ever hear that, being a little smart is sometimes a bad thing? Mm-hmm. Because you think you're too smart so you don't continue to learn. Yeah. Being skilled and naturally skilled, that as we are, we look on any Sunday, there are people playing scrimmage anywhere across the island, all over the island, and they're talented, super talented, skill-wise. Yeah. But they can only use the right foot because they didn't try to work on the left. Mm-hmm. They can only play one side. They don't understand the game as in terms of the passes that you should pick. They don't know when to turn back the ball, when not to. Yeah. It's that whole challenge, and that challenge is what we need to overcome as a nation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So schoolboy football should be played, but if you have a top talented 16-year-old, he should already be in the Premier League and he should already be looking to get out of Jamaica to play. Yeah? If Leon didn't leave here at 12, he would not be where he is today. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you that. Mm-hmm. And it's the same for many, many players. And if it's all around the world, it's not just Jamaica. Yeah. Africa, the same thing.
Even Canada is the same thing.
Yeah. What's not Davis doing in Bayern Munich right now?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's the key. And the thing is, the US have gone a step ahead with us, right? They've gone a step ahead with us, and we should have. When we were all on a level playing field, the US invested a lot in academies, a lot in other leagues, the USL, developmental players, developmental talent, and now they have players playing in the top leagues all around the world. Yeah. We have to do the same. Yeah. And
but there's a lot that got put into the US system, though, Craig. That's one thing that they put a lot of money into the whole sporting industry. Not only football.
Absolutely. But with more Leon Bailey's coming out, more Kevon Atkinsons, more Kemar Reeds, more Tyreek McGee's coming out, then we'll have a better opportunity. Mm-hmm. And it's not hard to fix a lot of these things. I mean, Tyreek, in working with him, he's been a different player. I can't wait to see him in the friendly games. Yeah. I can't wait to see him because I know he's going to be thinking, that ball comes on my right foot, I'm making that pass down that right wing. I'm not turning it on to the left. Yeah. I'm not going to be one-dimensional. I'm going to be able to make all those passes. And that's key, Yeah. And the guidance is where it's needed. Not only that, Mike, but what do you think about getting out some of our better young coaches, getting them on what in mainland Europe they call them practicums? What would they call that in England? Where the coach goes from here and he goes to say Crystal Palace and he spends 2 months with them just learning, following a youth team or
like an apprentice type of thing.
An apprentice type of thing, correct. Yeah. Correct. Because the qualifications is one thing, I went and did my licensing in Malta. Got the qualifications, no problem. But the experience of going to Ajax and the experience of spending 2 years at Genk, the experience of going to Bayern Munich, the experience of going to PSV Eindhoven, that has shaped my way of coaching. Yeah? And I think that not just the qualifications part, but spending time. Yeah. When they see how, say, for example, an English manager would manage his academy, how the players respond, how they are on time management, our weaknesses as a nation, because our weaknesses. Yeah. We're always late. Oh, Jamaica, no problem, man. We're always late. But the rest of the world, they'll get
They're on
offended
time.
by that. They're on time,
Yeah.
you know. So I told Mike 6:15. I looked at my clock at 6:13. He was already there, ready. You understand?
Yeah.
These are the things, you know. Here's Ayo. We should bring him on. Maybe you guys
Sure.
should meet him.
I mean, Mike, it's been on for almost an hour. Are you okay to stay on a bit longer, or you need to head
I'm
up?
enjoying the chat. I'm enjoying the chat. Let's carry on.
Okay, so we'll ask Ayo if in the meantime if you can turn on your camera.
Turn on your camera, Ayo.
But I think we'll give Mike a chance to answer that question about coaches. The value of having coaches go abroad. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think Craig's spot on. And the thing about coaching is always evolving, especially here in England. They're always evolving the way they coach, the way they deliver their sessions. So I think coaches go in there on a regular occasion, not just once, on a regular occasion to meet different clubs and see the way they profile and the way they deliver their sessions. I think it's a great thing. But it's, again, these things, Brandon, they're so much easier said than done. We can all think of great ideas, but how do we implement this to happen? Those are the more tasking questions. Will it help? Of course, I think it'll be great for Jamaica, but how do we do that? I think that's the more important question.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ayo, I saw you turn on your camera for a second. If you can go ahead and turn it back on, we will invite you. And then I'll ask, obviously, our audience. Feel free to send in your questions. I see we're getting a lot, so we'll get there. So I promise you. So for now, we'll if you want to introduce Ayo, Craig.
Ayo is a young player that came to us from Nigeria. Yeah. I don't think you met Ayo.
No.
No, he had an exam. He goes to school in Jamaica, but he also plays with us. Very, very good midfielder. 6'8", top talent.
Nice to. Ayo, which part of Nigeria were you from?
I'm from Lagos.
Lagos, island or the mainland?
What you said?
Are you from the island? Lagos Island or mainland?
I'm from the island part.
Okay, nice. I spent a lot of time there. 2 years in 2018. I done some scouting. There, it was very, very good. It's a nice country. It was good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to meet you as well.
So Ayo, if you want to give us maybe a bit of introduction of who you are, what kind of player you are, and then what you aspire to be as a football player.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Ayo. I'm a Nigerian. I'm 21, and then I play as a CDM or a defensive midfielder. I've been in Jamaica for about 1 year. I'm schooling as well, and so far I've been training with Phoenix All-Star Football Academy. It's been amazing. I must be honest. I've learned a lot. Talking about your character, your attitude. It's not only about football. There are other things you can learn about life. I've learned a lot. And then meeting Craig Butler, he's been an amazing man. He's been supportive and all that. And also, my aim is to be a professional football, and every day I'm working hard towards achieving that. Yeah.
And what specifically are you doing now? And I think what we can do here is Mike, you can give maybe some feedback. So I'll do what specifically are you doing now to try and achieve those goals? Are you focusing more on training, more on diet? Are you working on specific parts of your game? Where exactly are you at? Do you feel as a player?
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. I've been working on my diet and also my playing. I watch videos and I try to learn from experienced players, and then anything I hear from the coach, I try to make sure I do that in the training, in terms of going for the tackling, switching the balls from the right part of the field to the left field and all that, and then also the technique. I have everything in mind while I'm training, and I make sure day after day, I try to improve on something, gradually, and then I'm going to get there. So far, I believe with consistency, I'm assured I'm going to get there.
And how old are you, Ayo?
I'm 21.
21. Okay. So Mike, I guess hearing that, what advice would you give Ayo if he wants to get to that, next level as a player?
Question for you, Ayo. If I came today and I said, pack your bags, next week you're going to Wales, you've got a 1 month trial at Cardiff City, who are in the Championship, do you think you would be ready in that instant to go and play and perform and earn yourself a professional contract?
Yes, I believe. I believe in myself so far.
You believe so? You
I
believe
believe.
you believe you can pack up your bags and go, no problems.
No problems immediately.
That's
I'm
good.
ready.
That's good. So to answer your question, Brandon, for me, I think confidence is very, very important. You know, as a young player trying to make it, you have to believe. You have that self belief. The way I answered that question, he didn't stutter. He believes in himself that he can make it and he can do it. So yes, you're doing the right things, but you must have that self belief. You're gonna have knocks in life, so you know, if you believe and you keep working and doing the right things, then you can achieve your goals. So for me, the biggest
Yeah.
things outside of the technical stuff you can work on is your mentality, your belief. You know, all the elite players that I speak to, they believe that they're the best right backs. They believe they're the best centre forwards. You speak to Mikel Antonio, scoring a goal is like life or death to him. You know, it's the belief, and that's how he goes onto the pitch and he scores so many goals. So you must have that. You must have that fire in your belly. And you must never lose it, no matter what happens. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's interesting because I have met Io before, and even then, you could tell the confidence, and it's something that Phoenix teaches, right?
Yes, it's part of the whole game. If you don't have it, it's not there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will see that as being, what's the word they use all the time?
Like cocky or
Cocky
braggy
or braggy or show off or whatever, but we're not. It's just confidence.
Mhm.
And many people in Jamaica, especially, the players bow down to the coaches.
Mhm.
And in truth and in fact, you don't bow down to anybody. You show respect, mutual respect to everyone that's there, and you do your job. One thing I can tell you, Ayo is Nigerian. Who is my captain armband?
I do.
Okay, you understand?
Yeah.
Real top central midfielder. I've been holding him in the bag, Mike. I don't let him go on here yet. I soon let him go. But he's as a leader on the pitch, top.
Yeah.
Quality player as well. So
We actually have a couple questions for you, or one question. One person, I think Travis is talking about you specifically. Said actually, it's also a compliment to you, Craig, that this guy's matured, amazing job. So I think we all see the confidence in him. And then we had a question for you, Io, from again Kamarwe Fernando. He's asking, have you ever played for your home country at any level? I'll add to that. Have you played for any Premier League clubs or even local clubs in Nigeria as well?
I actually played for a local club. Football is something else in Nigeria. I wouldn't want to go into that, but I tried playing locally for a football club. But it's unfortunate I wasn't able to move further in Nigeria. But it's not too late. It's not too late.
Is that one of your,
I believe God's time is the best.
Yeah, is that one of your goals? Is to get that national cap for Nigeria?
Definitely.
that is good thing so far. If he hasn't played for Nigeria already,
Yeah. No.
Jamaica, right? Good. But I believe you will do well, and I'm very happy to be your coach. You have good talent. I was just speaking to Tyreek a while ago. He just got out of training with the national team. They're on camp. I think they're leaving tomorrow. And so he's excited and looking forward to it. If you read what he said, you might be able to come on. Tyreek McGee says, we travel tomorrow. Yeah, man. I got to deal with it. Need to move this summer into a very good team as well. I'm going to get the job done. Yeah, man. Talk about confidence.
So
the boy have confidence, man.
Did he have that confidence before you did him?
The first time I met Tyreek, I couldn't hear his voice. They were introducing me and he's just, now different player. And, his body has changed tremendously. His thighs are bigger, he's stronger, he's done a lot of working out in the gym, so he's a stronger presence on the pitch.
Yeah.
And working with him and, playing with people like Kevon Atkinson on the pitch. Sharky's a beast. So they've been training together and the battles are on, so we have some training sessions where they have bets on which team's gonna win. So okay.
I think we lost you, so I'm going to take you out of the live just for a second. But I wanted to ask Michael. There's Io back. I want to ask Mike, what are you personally looking for out of the team? Like Craig said, in this friendly, or what is also Mikel Antonio looking for in coming towards the Gold Cup? Is there a specific style or a system that you're hoping that he hopes the coach is putting or testing? And what do you think he's looking for before the Gold Cup preparation?
I think it's a good question, Brandon. I think I can't speak on it too much, but I know Mikel wants to play good football like all the other boys. He wants to have organisation. He wants to hope that tactically that the players, his teammates, are going to be of the level which I think they are. And I think the goal has to be for the country to try and win the Gold Cup. There's no reason with the squad on paper that they shouldn't be winning that cup. So for me, they've got to win. But what's going to happen day to day in the camp? He's excited to find out. This is a new experience for him as well. He's going into the world of the unknown. Lillian's giving him some good advice on how it works and what to expect. But again, this is all very new to him as well.
Yeah, I think one player that it's funny. He's the captain, but I feel like he's underrated. His Andre Blake. I feel like his presence and he doesn't get enough attention. I feel like without him, they wouldn't have made the finals, Gold Cups years ago. He's always there leading the team.
Andre is a top goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Very, very good goalkeeper. Good person too. I think we have the tools,
Yeah.
With Mikel there, I think we have the tools. We have the tools that we can go and challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I see us coming out of the first round.
Yeah.
I see us qualifying. And it was true what Leon said. If we don't make it, it would have been the JFF's fault.
Mm.
But you know what? They're making an effort too. They're making an effort. I'm seeing the effort and making an effort. Without Speed making an effort, the president making an effort. And, we have a lot of bad blood between us.
Yeah.
But because I say things as they are. But I'm seeing the effort, and I believe that if everybody works together, we can get Jamaica to that World Cup. Yeah. And we can challenge for that World Cup.
That's such an important point because, yes, I don't have as much experience, obviously, being in Jamaica, but from an outsider's perspective who came into the system, my biggest observation, not just in the JFF, like the Premier League here, was lack of cooperation. There was always this, I want this, I want that, and then there was hardly any middle ground. And I think now we're seeing more of that. And I think that's the first step, is just understanding you have to work together to get to a common goal. And I'm happy to see that. So I guess I wanted to ask Ayo. Ayo must have been close to, I guess, has he been with Tyreek McGee, training with McGee at all?
Yeah, you trained with Tyreek, right?
Yes, I did.
What are your thoughts on him? How was his play playing with him, and did you take anything or learn from that experience?
Yeah, watching him play, it was fantastic because we both played in the midfield, and then it was fantastic because we really cooperated, and then his touches were amazing. He looked so comfortable on the ball, and then you can just take him off the ball, despite his stature. He's so confident about it, and then he makes amazing decisions, wise and smart. I believe he's a great talent. I believe in him.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see this team, especially in these friendlies. Although it'll be pretty early for us. I think it's like 3 a.m. I think.
I don't ask Mike. I'm always up.
He doesn't sleep. But guys, Brandon. I'm going to the Champions League final tomorrow. I have a flight in the morning, so yeah, I want to get some rest before I fly. Got client.
Mike,
really
thanks for being here, and we look forward to more things in the future. Please, Terry, and to my good friend Sai, and with them all my love and respect, and look forward to seeing them soon.
And quickly, who's winning tomorrow?
Chelsea are winning. They're gonna.
Right, Chelsea's my favorite club in the world.
Is it?
Raheem is at Man City, and
they look very strong. But I just have a feeling Chelsea will do it. If there's one team that can beat City on a day, I think it's Chelsea.
All right. Well, thanks so much again. We really appreciate your time.
And yeah, guys, great. Speak soon.
Kiss the baby.
Take care. Take care. Bro.
All right, ciao.
All right, bye.
All right. I mean, that was really great. I really enjoyed talking to him. Everybody, please like and share and subscribe. I mean, these are huge names coming on. I mean, he's a top agent in the world. He's going to the Champions League final tomorrow. Who can say that? You know, in this time. So, yeah.
I could have gone, but you could have hold me, man. Carry stuck, but I'm good. I've enjoyed this time that I've had home. In the last 8 to 10 years. If I've been home 3 months out of each year, it's been a lot. And you know, I'm having to be able to be here, be able to spend a lot of time with my dog and my family, deal with whatever is here. It's good. And the academy, to work on the academy and hopefully get some, you know, this COVID, we've shown that fight at Phoenix. We haven't stopped training. We have done everything we can. We contacted the ministry now to make sure that we have no challenges. And they're supportive of us and giving us the support we need because they know we're gonna. We don't want to go to Manchester City and go and lose badly. We want to go and. Can you imagine if Phoenix went to Man City and won? Can you imagine what that would do for Jamaican football? You know. So, but if we're not training, there's no chance. So we have to train. We comply with the rules. We wear the mask. Nicola Bicknell has been a foundation and sports and all the moms, you know, well, our mom squad, and they make sure everybody's temperature.
Every time
I'm
training, they're always there.
Yeah, they're always there. Temperature is done. You know, you wear your mask. You can't break. You have to behave yourself, whatever. And I just want to say congratulations to Blaze Bicknell as well. Little sidetrack. I don't know if you guys know this, but in 50 years, no one has gone undefeated in 31 games in the
university.
So congratulations to Blaze, and I can tell you, a lot of it is his mom. And his father, but his mom. Nico has been behind that boy 24/7, and Blaze is like 6'5", you know, he's tall, right? So sometimes you see Nicky, you know, you go out and train right now, you know, and he has to get out there and do the work, you know. So big up to Nicky, the big boss. I always like to call her the big boss, you know? But she's really phenomenal and really supportive and a blessing. All of them, Shelley as well, a blessing to the academy. They've been there all the time. All the coaches that are there now, Mr. Richards. Shoeshine when he's there, the technical side, a lot of it has been Shoeshine. Travis Grove has been here. Everybody has been putting in the work, and this time of the year is really exciting for us. You know, Leon will come back, he'll show up at the academy, and the boys will go crazy and motivate and get everybody ready to go. And we just have to keep going, you know.
Well, I mean, we've been on for over the hour already. I think what we'll do is go through some comments. Actually, I'll ask you, Ayo, did you have anything else you want to say to the audience or about yourself or just in general comments about Phoenix or anything?
I don't have much to say, you know. I just have to commend the efforts of the staffs in Phoenix, the coaching staff. They've been amazing and supportive, you know. And I'm using this medium to appreciate each and every one of them.
Principal Amona High. Phenomenal guy, Kevin Jones.
I met him.
He's there. He's supportive. He's focused. He's driven. He's humble. He's ready. You know, good ally. And you know, that's just one big up, Kevin. Kevin.
Oh, he's watching.
Oh, he's watching.
Oh no, I thought you said
no. Kevin. It's spelled Keven. So if you ever say Kevin, you get offended. Kevin. Yeah. So.
All right, well, we're going to go through some of your comments. And we actually got a lot today. And please, again, don't forget to subscribe. I'm not sure if we're at 100, but we're 6 away from 100. So I'm just going through some comments. We got a lot. Greetings, everyone. Oh, we've been there. So any good young player of potential we should look out for? I know you say it a lot every week, but a whole bunch.
We have them. In every age group coming down is like miniatures. Hey, ask Ayo. Ayo, you tell us. Tell us who do you think are the bright stars in the academy?
We have Buster, we have Whisper, we have a lot, you know. We have Bell, we have great talent in there. Just like you said, from different categories. From the under 19 to the under 17, 15, 13. I can't mention all of them, you know.
Too many.
Yeah, one name.
Amazing players.
What do you think about Mighty Ants? The little
Mighty Ants, as little as it is, great technique. When him trap the ball, I'm like, wow. You know?
confident.
Just imagine the consistency in years. It's going to improve rapidly. You know.
Yeah, he's got 10, 11 now.
Oh yeah.
Left footer.
Left footer.
My chance because he's all cut up already, you know.
Oh yeah.
Muscles ripped up, everything. You know.
At 11.
At 11, he's.
Yeah.
Hey, nickname is Mighty Ants.
Yeah.
Let's speak about it. You know, there's Sean Layton as well. When these guys are, they train with the senior team. Our philosophy is a lot different. For most of the training, you train with the senior team. Everybody trains together. Then we break up. Yeah. And when you see, for instance, Sean Layton, he's 12 now, and he's playing with the senior team. He's good, but when you see him training against his age group, phenomenal. Yeah, Johnny, Daniel Scarlett, Stella McFarlane, and in the academy we have in this academy MVP of prep school football, MVP of primary school football, the leading goal scorer in prep school, leading goal scorer in primary school, the captains, all of them are all there. Everyday training, honing their skills. And the good thing about it is we never recruited them. They were there from they were 2, 3, 4 years old. You know? So the talent is we have Dylan John. Yeah, Dylan is brilliant, great attacking midfielder. Yeah, you have, you know,
Zander.
Isco. Yeah. Isco. Yeah. All great talents. And when you look at them as a unit, phenomenal.
I mean, just if you guys follow Craig, he posts him all the time, right? So is it at Craig Butler Phoenix on Instagram? I think,
yeah, Craig Butler Phoenix on Instagram and on my Facebook as well, my page, and on the Phoenix pages.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check them out, they're all over. We have Kamara Wade saying you're older and wiser, be nowhere finished left. So yeah, a lot left for sure.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, sick or no sick, cancer or no cancer. Tell him about my free kick yesterday, Ayo.
Wow, yeah.
Good. Zander was joking. Went on the. Tell him about my free kick, man. Tell him, man.
Great technique, you know. Great technique. And even not just the free kick, you know. While he was playing, he played for about 20 minutes. And then you see just 1-2 touch, accurate, you know. It was amazing, you know.
Yeah. I think I remember one time you went to go take a penalty. I think if you missed, they had to run or something. And then up corner or something. You hit it.
Always bet them at the end of the training. Okay. If I score, you guys have to do 100 push-ups. If I don't score, you're good. Then they ask, okay, cool. So what if you don't score? What do you do? I say, I drive home. What do you want me to do?
We just lost Io. We'll see if he comes back. But in the meantime, we'll keep answering some of the comments. So Shane Brown says, "Big up yourself." We have. We had a question for Mike, which unfortunately he's gone. But what are some of the drawbacks that causes English-born players with Jamaican heritage from representing Jamaica? I think he talked a bit about that. And
big problem, I can answer that, is they're concerned about the professionalism, the difference in what's going to happen between playing in England, having good medical insurance, having good structure, having good organization, and coming to an island and not knowing if that's going to happen. The JFF has been making an effort. They're making an effort. You know?
Yeah.
I call a spade a spade. If they do foolishness, tell them and do foolishness. They're making an effort. The fact that they actually even went and tried to do a contract with the players, you know,
Sure.
It shows them making an effort.
Yeah.
You know, what we need to do now is take it to the next level.
Yeah.
We need to start marketing and campaigning and selling jerseys and building hope and getting the whole country behind the team now. And, you know, getting Leon and Mikkel and Shamar Nicholson and Juna Fleming and everybody talking to the people and getting it out, you know, promoting, you know, and building a vibe the way Rene Simoes did, you know. Yeah, man, we can do it, man. You have to believe, you know.
I think that shows a lot about some of the players now open to coming in too. Craig, I don't know, Travis is saying he knows what team Leon will be going to. I don't think you can say much about that.
Man, you don't know. I can't talk, but you don't know.
I'm telling you, so again, Travis said Jerome Waite is assistant and too much GFF. All Martin.
You know, opportunity favors a prepared mind, and if Martin continues to be prepared, then he will be favored and he'll get a chance. You know, cream always rises to the top, and you can't keep quality down for too long. You can do it for a while. Look how long they tried to say we weren't good enough. I remember Vin Blaine said Leon was an ordinary player. Yeah? Vin Blaine is no longer in Jamaica. He's in an island, a small island somewhere, because his words came back to haunt him. If Martin and Kemar Reed and Kevon Atkinson and all of those players who are being overlooked right now, I can tell you, right now, Dejan Richards, Whisper, he could go into that national team as a striker. He could go in right now with the senior team at 15 years old. And if I were them, I'd be taking that kid. I'd take him up, I'd carry him with me, I'd give him 10 minutes at the end of a game, I'd let him spend time around Leon and those guys, developing, learning, because he's going to be a beast. He's talented already. He's 6'3" at 15 years old. Muscle, massive, powerful.
Brother playing in the
his
the
uncle
NBA.
is playing in the NBA,
Yeah,
7 foot, Nick Richards. So you have to have forward thinking. Yeah, what's going to happen in the next 3 years? When is the World Cup? Next year?
Next winter. So not this winter, but
next winter. Yeah. Now the World Cup is next winter, right? Whisper would be 16 plus next winter. Start exposing him in the friendly games.
You
know, you get people like Buster, you start exposing them. Yeah. But where's your recruitment system? Where's your panel that's selecting the players to put before the coach? It's not the coach alone should be selecting players, you know. You should have a panel. A panel, that's how England does it. That's how everybody does it. When England was trying to get Leon, you know, I spoke with Southgate several times, and the technical, Dan Ashford was the technical scout, director at that time. And it's a panel that looks out for the players, that recruits the players and gets them in. But if one man is there, you can't blame him if he doesn't see Kemar Reed, because there's nobody there saying, hey, take this guy in. He scored 9 goals in the Maltese Premier League and 5 assists. Take him in. You know, look at him. He's quality. Here's the video. Look on Insta. You know, and that's another thing that we're missing. You know, what we're missing is coaches are not applying the technology that's available to them to scout. If you want to see how good Martin is, type in his name on Insta. Make sure you have an Insta account. Type in his name, and you will see all his videos. You'll see his actions. You'll see his dribbles. You'll see his shots. You'll see his penalties. But if you don't, who can you blame? You know? And I said, so get up for some help. I think someone like Dimitri De Conde, who's the technical director at Genk, if we could get somebody like that to come and be like the technical director and support Tapa, we can go to that World Cup, you know, we can kick some butt.
I think that definitely will be someone to run their financial marketing, like you mentioned, someone that can make sure they know how to sell the jersey and keep the stock ready. That's a big thing.
First thing that they need to do is they need to identify some representatives in each state in the US where you have a big diaspora Jamaica. So New York, Washington, Florida. Yeah?
Yeah.
You identify someone and you give that person the authority to franchise out the gears and the sales and the pictures and the signed autograph pictures and things like that. You should see how much. Sometimes poor Liam, he has a stack like this of pictures. He has to sign best wishes there.
For sure.
And the club gives them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they're even sold,
Yeah.
And that's the key.
And not only that, people take them and then sell them again.
So it's important to get that side of the business done, JFF. Willing to help if you need any help.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think you will. Ask for it.
Well, if things are starting, maybe one step at a time.
But we have other people who can do that. I like
Jamaica's
what I love more than anything else.
Yeah.
Playing with Ayo and those guys, take him out about 20 minutes. Go to make sure I get my 10%.
Yeah.
Because like the players, when they bring their drinks, I have to get 10%.
Oh, yeah.
From now, I have to get 10%. If they bring Gatorade, they have to bring me one for me to bring my 10% as their manager. So they're trained already, prepared that they take care of me, and I do my job. So that's what I love doing more than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think we can support the national team.
Being in the tech business when I first came here, I developed the app. There's so much. I networked with all the young entrepreneurs and all the young tech people, and Jamaica has just as much talent as people in like Silicon Valley. People are here building businesses, and the thing is that those people too, they're not necessarily even building businesses for Jamaica. They're just trying to build things that will change the world, and have the social networks, things like that. But let's try to run through some of these more comments. Well, like I said, there's a few here that are for Mike. We'll try our best to get him back. So please, keep that question there, because I think this is asking if he would have took a young player from Jamaica to England who's passionate about football. So that is a good answer for that, because I think it's just a matter of exposing yourself, showing what you can do, and if he likes it. But I'm not the agent, so
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
A big part of football players making it, getting opportunities to go on trial, is not just what you can do on the pitch, it's how you behave off the pitch. Can we trust you? Every time a player leaves from Phoenix, and even with Mike, and he sends a player to a club on a trial, that could be the opportunity for many more to come in, or that club closing the door on you as an agent. Because if the club player is no good, they close the door. If the player is disrespectful, they close the door. If the player is late to training, they close the door. If the player doesn't have good manners, they close the door. Because remember now, it's not when a big club like even Bayer Leverkusen, they take a player like Leon Bailey. They're looking at the commercial aspects to the player as well. What will bring fans into that stadium? They want to come and see Leon Bailey play. How many people wear the Leon Bailey shirt?
Yeah.
They want to wear the Leon Bailey shirt because they like Leon Bailey. Why do they like Leon Bailey? Because he's cool and he's funny and he's really laid back and he brings Jamaica to Germany. Yeah,
for sure.
That's what he does. He brings Jamaica to Germany, and people love that. If you can't do that as a player, Ayo, if you do something for Ayo one time right now, he tells you thank you. He tells you thank you when you're leaving the pitch. He tells you thank you on your way home. He sends you a message when you wake up in the morning. Thank you, coach, for what you did for me yesterday. Why do you not continue to help him? When he's leaving, he shakes your hand. When he comes in, good evening, coach. When you give him criticism, he takes it with humility, and tries to do what you're doing. You won't always succeed. Tries to do what you ask him to do. These are things that make players succeed. And these are things that make managers want to coach and work with. I'm very strong in mainland Europe. Very, very strong. And that was because I wasn't a yes man. I didn't go around kissing everybody's tail. But, and I stood up with Genk when we wanted to move Leon. They hated me for about a year. And then after that, Dimitri DeConnick came on TV and said, it was the right decision Craig made. And look what Leon is doing now.
That's got to be a story for the next episode, I think.
Yeah.
I want to hear the whole story.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
But the fact of it is that after that, they all respected me. And they said, listen, and young players now looking and they say, hold on, if I'm going to be, I would love to have a man like that represent, because I know one thing, he'll stand up for me. You have players that they take their transfer money, first transfer of a player, they drop them off, and they never see them again. That happened. I think that happened to Maggie. Drop them off in Neupen. How are you doing? Do you need equipment? Do you need gears? Do you need boots? How is your adaptation? Are you learning the language? Do you need a tutor to learn the language? How's your driving? Have you gotten your license yet? For Belgium. How's the weather? Have you adapted to the weather yet? These are things that are important. Are you doing your workouts? Are you doing your physical to make sure you get stronger? Oh, by the way, you need to work on your right foot. Are you working on it? Let me get you a trainer to work with it, to work on that with for you. Because people, they are short-term insights sometimes, while you need to be long-term in order to get the real big money is long-term. As a manager, as an agent, long-term. Develop the player, support the player, make the player supreme. When I sit down and I say, Leon, going to Dubai, and he's having fun and his family, babies there. I'm looking back at that little mischievous, rude little kid that used to give me trouble and I have to chase him at the bus stop in Halfway Tree because he's hiding up from training. And I say, you know what? You did good. You did the right thing. You stood up for your kid and he's doing well. And it's not just Leon. Kemar Reed is the same. He's in Malta. Kemar Atkinson, he's here training every day, ready to go back. Raylan Paisley, top talent. When you look at all of these players, we have a player named Jade Clark. He's going to be one of my biggest successes. Can give me no ends of headache.
That's the first time I've
first time you hear about him. No, he top scorer for JC in 2 years in the Pepsi under 14, won All Ireland twice. Listens to me a lot when he plays. Even when he's playing for JC, I'll go and he listens and he scores as a result. But sometimes he gives trouble, Not a lot of trouble, sometimes that selfish mentality. There's a thin line between being a selfish player and being a striker. Because a striker has to be selfish sometimes. But he also has to learn how to lay the ball and move, especially with a 1-point strike up front. And we've been working with him. And sometimes he's good, another time he falls off. Right, Ayo?
Yes, you're right.
And if I could say one of our biggest projects is if he succeeds. When he succeeds. My other pet project is I call him my famous five. Skylar. I've had him since he was like 2 or 3 years old.
Really?
Yeah. Sean. Yeah.
Sean,
Bell. Dylan.
Yeah.
And you have another little one named Daniel Scarlett, off key. He has the name off key because he just looks off key. Like how Robin is.
Yeah.
He's just like that.
I know.
But deadly, So we're looking, Jamaica's future in football is bright. But that's just me,
Okay. We're definitely over. But we'll try our best to get through some more of these comments. We got some people giving us some good feedback. Again, please like and subscribe. Craig, is your players from Kingston?
All over Jamaica.
All over Jamaica. So
you have players from all Panama here. Henry can't get him out. He's here in the house right now. Probably outside.
Which country will McGee be playing football? I think he meant it's club football.
We'll let you know in about 2 weeks. We want to wait on the Gold Cup actually to get the best possible offer for where he's gonna be, whether he's gonna remain at Taipei or he's gonna move forward to a bigger club.
Some clubs offering, I think he's talking about the Premier League here, offering 1-year contracts. The main thing is to get at least 2 years to learn and grow. I'm not sure what if he's talking about specific league, but I guess the general question is: it better for young talent to sign these long-term contracts, or I guess it depends on the situation?
When you sign a long-term contract with a local club, you're not able to leave unless that club decides to let you go.
Yeah.
So, and you're putting your life in the hands of, you're not sure.
Yeah.
You know. So again, do not go into any contracts without having an agent who is older than you, wiser than you, more experienced than you, and that can read the fine print and protect your interests long term. So
yeah.
I would not suggest going into signing any contracts with any club, now, either locally or overseas, without getting proper advice and someone that's going to look out for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's John Daily.
Where's that? So good evening, Coach Butler. What's the starting age for the academy?
Well, we have, you remember JCN was 3.5. He'll be coming back soon.
Yeah.
But we take them. I remember Matthew and Jonathan Wilson started with us when they were 4.
Yeah.
You know, and at that time we would just bring them to the pitch and just throw out the ball because the attention span is so small. Huh? So you throw out the ball, and everyone else is training, and just give them a ball.
Yeah.
1 minute they'll be chasing grasshoppers, the next minute they're picking plums off the tree.
Yeah.
And you have to keep watching them though. Next minute they want to kick around a little.
Yeah.
And then they build a love for it. They're watching what's going on the pitch, and then they want to get involved. And
I think my daughter is 18 months. I'll show you a video of her kicking the ball like last week.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be coming in.
So we start from early. We start from 4 years old up.
Well, guys, I think we really appreciate the time. The viewers are going down. I think we've been long enough. A lot of positive. I think if we didn't get to your question, please put it in the comments. I'm going to record it or keep it for next week, and we'll start with those questions. So a lot of the questions you guys are saying here, we will answer that next week. So please subscribe and like. We're going to make sure we write all of those down. Again, we really appreciate the support. I mean, this is our third or fourth week, and we're already growing like pretty fast. So
share it, all of you guys, share it, and have people follow and stuff. Yeah, let's build this so we can get it done. Devon, hi. English-born players. Oh yeah.
Last question.
Last question from Devon Porter. We can't leave out Devon, man. Let's see. The English-born players are always asking what is the setup like, and I think the JFF are getting better, and we need someone like Craig Butler to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm here, man. I don't want to take nobody's job, you know. But let them do them thing, and I'll support as best as I can.
Yeah,
we all do.
And I guess I know we touched on it last week a bit, but Kahim Paris, I know he deserves, or at least deserves, a chance in the
I think Kahim Paris did well in his season this year. I think he's the top scorer of his team. He's doing really well.
Yeah,
you should have called him, and you can call him. And I think that, again, this thing where I say you need 3 teams. You need 3 layers of teams. One local that's always training, one second tier that is just on the fringe of breaking into the first team, and the first team, so that everyone is trained at the same time. Everybody's getting an opportunity to train and be here. Everybody's not, Kahim Paris is not sitting in wherever he is right now. Where is he playing now?
It's I think it's in the Balkans somewhere. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's wherever, I think it's Serbia or something. So
yeah,
he's not playing, sitting there when everybody's gone on national team duty, and he's sitting there with a trainer by himself doing some work.
Yeah.
No, bring him home. Let him come home and train. Yeah. If we don't have enough money to bring all of them home, tell someone, listen, come, pay your own fare. We'll bring you in. You know, and you have them train. Even if that second tier team, you say, listen, guys, we don't have enough money to pay all of your ticket. We'll pay half the fare. Come on. Or better yet, work on some sponsorship with some of the airlines. Get the tourist board involved. Get them to give you some support. Donovan White, I hope you're listening. Yeah, give you some support. Donovan White is also the president of Waterhouse Football Club, and he's the head of the tourist board now, right? So
and
it's a no-brainer.
He's part of the actual Premier League.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You have people in corporate that are really involved and love football. So let's get corporate behind you, support you, do the right things, JFF. Just say, hey, listen, we 100%. And another thing you need to do, don't come with an holy and cocky, we know what we're doing, and you take it or leave it. Include people. Get people involved, even people you don't like. You know, people that originally I didn't like, that I brought into my circle, and I came to realize they've been assets to me. You know,
it's funny because I spent 2 to 3 years working in the Premier League and doing things that's never been done before, really using the digital space to try and track and where people are watching from, how can we do this and do that. And, you know, I can't say too much, but when I'm trying to present all this to the board, to the Premier League board, it's like they feel like we don't need to know that. We already know what we're doing. All that stuff was okay, but now we're just going to go off and do our own thing. And it's like, oh, I'm not trying to get anything. I'm trying to just provide you this data. This is our experience. When this happened, not a lot of people watched. When these teams played, blah, blah, blah. And it was almost like they kind of brushed it to the side. Like, okay, Brad, that's fine. You know, we'll move on and do our own thing. So it's like they need to understand that you need to just, even if the information is coming from a source that you're not familiar with, still take it anyway and see what you can learn or gain from it and apply it to what you're trying to do next.
Moses had knowledge. He had all information from God. He gave him the 10 Commandments, everything. But Moses stuttered. So he brought in his brother Aaron, and Aaron spoke for him. You know? Bill Clinton, he had his faults as a president, but one of the things he was smart doing is he had people working with him, Colin Powell and all those guys who were able to put a solid team together. And under his presidency, they stood up well. Ronald Reagan, the same thing. Ronald Reagan was an actor. He's an actor.
Have a team. Exactly.
He has a team in place. Come on.
Exactly. Well, it's almost 2 hours, so I think we should end it. The people are going down. So real quick, last thing, Ayo, who you got tomorrow for Champions League?
Manchester City is my favorite.
Man City.
I want them to win the trophy.
Okay.
You know, this Champions League is gonna be really big for Kevin De Bruyne. We didn't get to talk about it a lot. Kevin left from Genk. Chelsea bought him. He ended up they didn't like him. They sent him back to Germany. He did really well in Germany. He ended up at Man City, and now he's facing Chelsea in the final of the Champions League. The Atletico with Suarez. I'm curious to see how this story is gonna play out. My friend Tony White, he's on the chief scouts at Chelsea. I'm not Jamaican, by the way, who could have helped Jamaica a lot, and the JFF didn't really look at the guy and even listen to what he was trying to say. Tony, I wish you guys all the best. Chelsea tomorrow. I love Chelsea too as a club. It's one of my favorite clubs, but I can tell you this, Man City looking powerful, and I know Kevin coming with everything. All the skill sets out of Belgium. Michel Ribeiro skill sets coming at you. Pass.
Well, neither is my team in terms of favorite, but I think Man City will take it as well. So that's my bet.
Well, I hope to see Raheem on the pitch tomorrow. I know Foden is doing well, but I hope to see Raheem because I believe in him. He's a Jamaican and he's full of talent. And Raheem, once you get on that pitch, bro, just take it to them. Room run. You understand? Take it to them. You know what you can do. You have the talent and we believe in you. One love. Ramos, peace. Ayo, love. See you. We have a big match tomorrow morning, early. 8 o'clock. So let's get training done.
Next week, same channel. So save it, subscribe. And, we will see you all next week. And don't
forget to share. Share it, subscribe, like. So like, share, subscribe. What?
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Yeah. Okay.
And hopefully we'll get some big guests next week. So,
Yeah, man. We'll have some more.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right, bye.
Thanks,
Love,
Al.
love, love.